Stephen, you look great too.
Steven, doesn't matter. Whichever one you want to call me, just, don't call me Susie or late for dinner.
Nice.
Ah, Weston Super Maim, here you are, about to drop another new album. By the way, I was just telling Seth that thoroughly have been appreciating it since I found you guys, since you dropped the single with Blindfold and Led to the Woods. Then I went to your Spotify page, and the first line of your bio was something along the line of if Meshuggah couldn't do math. And I just went, oh, I love these guys already.
Cool. Thank you.
So everything is just right up my alley. And I'm like, holy shit, this is great stuff.
Nice.
Good. Glad you like it, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm just glad I find something I enjoy every once in a while.
Right.
So,
We aim to please.
how the hell do you make this work from two separate countries, 6-ish hours apart in time zone?
It's quite easy in a way because I basically do all the music and then Seth does all the screaming. So I just record things and send them to Seth. Typically, we've done a few things in real life as well, but yeah, a lot of it is just send him a song and he does the rest.
Yeah, I'm kind of a procrastinator, though. I would say, Tom will send me a song, and it might take me a couple months to get to it because I'm just a piece of shit, man. I think mainly I'm a little intimidated by the songs when Tom sends them to me, and either that or just I'm not this creative genius like Tom. Like I'm a vocalist, but I don't have a book that I write lyrics in like regular vocalists. You know what I mean? Like inspiration for writing lyrics and stuff like that. It's so random. Sorry, my pig has decided to come into the room.
I was trying to work out what that noise was. It's fucking Wilbur, isn't it?
It's fucking Wilbur, dude. He's a fat pig. But yeah, no, I just so I kind of slack a little bit, when it comes to the whole writing process. Tom puts in most of the work. One time he told me, it's like a 9 to 5 for him. Monday through Thursday, he wakes up and he works 8 hours on music. And,
yeah. When it's a music day, then it's I work harder on music than I do in my real job. Definitely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! I mean, I would too if I had something I could do that with. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I used to play bass, not very well. Um, I will
It's the best way
freely
to do
admit
it.
that. And yeah, so I don't know. I just never got down to like being able to do a lot of stuff with it, but I always had friends that could do a lot more, and I'm just like, nice. I always appreciated that.
Yeah, man.
So you guys kind of got the Anal Throck thing going on with Tom making all the music and then you making all the vocals, kind of like Mick and Dave do.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a few people have drawn that parallel actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I quite like those guys. They're awesome. I like the vocalist for sure. He handles business. He's got quite the range on him. Yeah, I wish.
I appreciated their use of machine gun in the song Forward.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
no,
also
that was
liked the
brutal.
entire album because it was World War One based, and so that was a crazy war.
Yeah, that was crazy. My son actually, I think he was about 14 at the time. He came to me and he's like, "Hey, have you heard these guys?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." I threw him on. I'm like, "Holy shit, what is he listening to? Like, this is crazy." The little kid just bringing me awesome death metal stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. You're in Alaska right now, Steve, huh?
Yes, I am.
That's crazy. That's a
Yeah, it's
crazy place to be
fantastic.
podcasting from.
I mean, you can really do it from anywhere because
Yeah.
I'm from the East Coast, Northeast, whatever you want to call where I'm from, up by the Great Lakes. And yeah, so I've just slowly figured out how to do this more and more mobily. Because like originally I just had like a board and a bunch of microphones and carry that around with me and like there's a larger pistol case, like one of the Pelican style ones that you can cut the foam out of and you can put whatever in. I was carrying that around with me, like just in the company vehicle and like dragging it all over and trying to find people, and that didn't work well because it was just like an extra 30 pounds to bring with me, and I'm just like, this is really cumbersome. So I found this service, and I'm just like, oh, this works a lot better, a lot easier. Just need a decent like I upgraded the camera so it's external, and I got a external light too, so I can control the lighting situation mildly better. Like if I do it at night, because I did blindfolded and led to the woods at 2 in the morning, because that was a 17-hour time difference. I want to say it was.
Yeah.
I think is it 17 or is it 20? I don't
I
know.
was on the East Coast, so it was 17. It would be
Oh,
20
that
from
makes
where
sense.
you are.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, I screw up and message those guys. For them, it would be like at an ungodly hour in the morning. Like I'll just send them a message or something, BSing back and forth. I'm like, oh fuck, it's like 3:30 in the morning there right now. I don't want to wake them up.
Yeah, well, that was a good one. Really enjoyed that one because it was like early, and we had Anthony telling me all sorts of crazy things, and he was just being like the wild Australian that he is, and I'm just like, I love that guy. I don't know what it was about him.
Yeah, one of these days, I'd like to make it down there and hang out with those guys. Um, they seem like a lot of fun.
Definitely. Well, I also just want to go to that side of the world because I've never seen anything from that side of the world.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
I was
crazy.
lucky
It's
enough to
pretty crazy.
go. I think I went probably 4 or 5 years ago to New Zealand, which is like, yeah, a 30-hour flight from from London. But that was, yeah, it's amazing. It's a crazy place. Very, very beautiful, but loads of different geographies there.
Did you guys ever see that documentary on the volcano? The tourists that went out there and like went and this tour company took these people out on this like volcano island and it fucking erupted while they were on it and they were all like burned alive and their skin was falling. It was crazy.
I did not see that. But I
That's
know
a
when I was a little
sad.
kid,
Go
when I
ahead.
was a little kid, my grandma went to Mount St. Helens and like camped in the caldera. And I was just like, what the hell? You could have died. She's like, it's safe now. It already blew.
Yeah, right. Oh God. Yeah, I don't know. After that documentary, it was sad. It was sad as hell. I was crying, but it was a terrible situation. Like I feel like if I had the opportunity to go out there and go on that volcano before this documentary happened, before this tragedy happened, I would have done it. But these people, who would have expected it to erupt while you're on it? Yeah.
Well, I think that people that went down to go see the Titanic felt the same way.
Oh yeah.
True.
You never
Yep.
think it's going to happen, like, oh, it's perfectly safe until it's not.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Which is why I feel perfectly safe in Boeing 737 Maxes. The door already came off one for Alaska Airlines. We're good now. They already
Yeah.
checked the rest.
Yeah.
Dude, I was flying back from I don't even know where I was, man. I was flying back from somewhere for work, and oh no, I was coming back from Fresno from Christmas vacation, and the panel on this Boeing Max 737, like from the inside of the plane, I could see the insulation and like the outer shell from the inside of the plane. I'm like, look at this shoddy work. You know, like this plane's gonna fucking come apart. Not 3 days later, that happened. And it was like, I started doing some research, like, holy shit, was that the same plane that I was on? Like, what seat number did that panel come off at? But yeah, I called that 3 days before it happened. Yeah, that's just, you never want to see the interior of a plane kind of separating from the exterior shell. You know what I mean? That just means, like, I don't know, it's just expanding, you know, from the outside, or maybe the cold is expanding and contracting, but the interior is not. It was just weird to see the inside of a plane like kind of coming apart a little bit while you're flying on it.
Crazy.
So I can tell you from being an aircraft mechanic that that's probably nothing to do structurally. That's more along the lines of probably the inside fairings were just rattling off the clips.
Okay.
And then, just like working their way forward or backwards so that you could see a space.
Yeah.
Because like the actual shell of the aircraft, perfectly fine. Like the skin and the stringers is called a semi-monocoque design, and they work together. And so that inner shell is literally just fairings to look pretty for you.
Yeah,
it's nothing else.
Gotcha. Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta you guys talk. I'm gonna mute. I'll let the pig.
All right.
So you're aware of the pig, Steve?
I am aware of the pig. He even showed it to me on the camera and explained how the pig was much larger than he expected.
The pig is fucking huge.
Yeah. I feel like its name should be Bacon. And that's my theory on that. So how did you link up with Seth, like being so far apart?
It was so he had done it was our shared love of Meshuggah, so he had done a Meshuggah cover maybe about 3 years ago and posted it on this Meshuggah forum that we're both members of, and I was looking for someone to do vocals for this EP that I'd written, and I saw Seth and I was like, fuck, he could do this, he's got the chops. So I sent Seth a song, and I messaged him and said, would you be interested? And he, as Seth always says, he gets hit up quite a lot, and he's always like, yeah, send me it, but there is no chance of that happening typically. But fortunately he listened to the song and liked it, and the rest is history.
Nice.
Yeah, I loved it. It was it was, to this day, is probably my top 5 favorite songs of all time for sure. It was very surprising.
Which song was this?
Like that. This was 180 Degree Murder, our EP.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, so it's a 15-minute song. We were going to release it because it's meant to be listened to as one song. So you have 180 Degree Murder, and then you have We Need to Talk About Heaven. So we split them up on the album because it was so long. But yeah, originally, listening to it, I listened to it as a complete song, as it should be. But
I saw you guys did post that it was like supposed to be. So like, I think it was, you guys were saying that like 180 Degree Murders had like twice the amount of listens to as the other one. I was just like, huh. Yeah. So then I listened to them as one complete thing, and I'm like, oh, I see it now.
Yeah. So I think it's more like 20 times more listens. Like say on Spotify, it's got like 20 times more listens than We Need to Talk About Heaven. So
I think it's a bit more like the first, the 180 first part is a bit more straightforward and just kind of immediately aggressive, whereas We Need to Talk About Heaven kind of has this sort of drawn out melodic section, and there's obviously, there's riffs, but it's a bit more progressive, I guess. So people just go for the heavy shit typically.
Well, I think the other thing too is there was the music video for 180 Degree Murders.
Yeah, true.
But now We Need to Talk About Heaven.
Also
which is
fun.
just all those animated people getting murked.
That
Yep.
was Tom's idea.
Well, it was. I mean, the guy. So the guy that did those animations is a UK animator called Ben Coppell, and he'd already done those, and I just randomly saw them, and I was like, "This is so perfect for the music." So I messaged him, and he said we could use them, so we integrated that into the video. But I mean, it's kind of fucked up, but in a weird and nice way, and to me it was just absolutely perfect for that song. So that video did really well.
I don't know. I also really enjoyed it because I was just like, it was one of those things where it's like just cartoony enough to make you giggle, but also you get the point
Yeah, yeah,
where it goes
yeah.
with it, and you're just like, "Ah, okay, cool."
Well, there's a fine line when you're having like loads of children dying in your video. You have to walk quite a careful line with that. But I think we're on the right side of it.
Um, no, yeah, okay, yeah. When you put it like that, it is, yeah. So, Seth, you went to England once, and because I saw the video of you like trying to say Weston Super Maim in an English accent at a pub with Tom.
Yeah, I think I was probably like 10 pints deep at that point. But yeah, I flew out to London in April of 2023 um, to go try and finish off recording vocals and whatnot. Tom had come out here to Oregon earlier in the year um, and spent some time. We spent some time recording vocals and trying to do some sightseeing and stuff. But yeah, London. That was fun. That was fun. We went up to Sweden and stuff too to go see Meshuggah in their hometown, and they were playing a hometown show with like Orbit Culture and Scar Symmetry. Um,
Nice.
so we're kind of buddies with original bass player Peter Norden of Meshuggah. He played in like Destroy Erase Improve and everything prior to that. So we stayed with him and partied with him and got to hang out with a couple of the Meshuggah guys real quick. And Per Nilsson was there at this house party that we were at. Yeah, it was a blast. But then we got COVID and went back to London for a few days, and we were all sick as hell. And I was trying to record vocals, and it wasn't happening. Trying to record vocals on COVID is not a thing apparently.
No,
I
But
could see that, but you could always use the drillers and construction workers trick for getting COVID, and it's just, well, vodka kills everything, and orange juice has vitamin C. Let's do this. Screwdrivers, buddy.
yeah, right, right.
nice.
Yeah, but I think maybe here, I don't know. Tom and I are planning to hook up again. I think we're going to go vacation somewhere in like the Philippines or Thailand or something like that. Thailand, I think, is probably going to be where we end up.
Yeah,
But that's not
do some
that's not
location
until September.
recording.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
I've heard nothing but great things about both those places, not only
Hmm.
for the views and the locales, but also the price of things being very nice for the exchange rate.
No, Thailand is great. I've been to Thailand like loads of times, and you're talking like about $1 a beer, $2 a beer. If you go to the right places, food the same price for like the nicest food you've ever tasted in your life, like maybe $2, $3. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. We got to go. I'm just going to go there and eat food the whole time.
Yeah, I'm sick of $15 burritos and burgers, so that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I was at this spot in Seattle. It's kind of known as like the best Thai food in Seattle. It's like a street Thai food style. And I was just talking to the waitress. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to go to Thailand like in September or October. She's like, you can get this food right here that's 10 times better than this for like $1 on the street there. Like she confirmed it. It's a real thing. Oh,
Yep.
I will say the craziest place I've had really good Thai and Vietnamese food is Indianapolis, Indiana.
What a shithole. Just kidding.
Just
I've been there a few times.
blows your mind that it's just like, why Indianapolis? So Indianapolis used to have the U.S. base that took care of all the payment processing for the military personnel,
Okay.
and like the base is now closed. Uh, but like people would come back from like Vietnam, Thailand, the Philippines, and places like that, get married to someone, bring them back. They'd get their family, move them back there to Indianapolis, and then they'd just stay. And what's the best thing to do if you don't know what to do in a country? Open a restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go
So
to
there's like,
Indiana, or right outside of Indianapolis. I think like 30 miles southeast of Indianapolis. I used to go out there for vacations to visit family sometimes. And
southeast, so that's towards Cincinnati.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah.
Or is
Is
it
it?
more close to the Kentucky line?
I think it might have been, I don't remember. It was called Lebanon, Indiana, was the town
Okay,
that I
I
went
know where
to.
that is.
You know where that's at?
Yeah, I've worked there.
Okay, okay. That's a weird town. That's a weird town.
Any small town in the Midwest is weird.
Oh man, my cousin was adopted, so and he's half African American, and he would get chased around by KKK members in that town. He finally moved away at like 14, dropped out of high school, everything, and moved out because the Ku Klux Klan was kind of like threatening him all the time and would chase him. Yeah, weird town.
That's fucked. Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah, yeah,
Sounds about right.
that sounds like small town Indiana for
Yep.
probably that time frame. Fuck,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah, crazy, crazy.
I don't know what to say about that. Holy shit.
Yeah, sorry, I took this down a dark path. My bad.
I don't know if we can just back up off of that one. I feel like I should somehow apologize for the Midwest, even though I'm not a part of it.
You just edit this one out, Steve. Just edit it out. Sorry.
Just back away slowly, be like, didn't see the KKK. I was never here. Bye.
All right.
No, I don't know. So while you were in London, would you be able to verify that a full English breakfast is fucking delicious? Because I've only seen the pictures and videos, and it looks
I
good.
didn't try one. I didn't try one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Tom,
I'm not a big
Tom,
fan of the full English. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't.
did
I
you
don't
at
eat.
least give him any English food?
No, I don't think English food is not
no.
great. I think I can't
Okay.
even remember what we ate.
We ate pizza. This really good pizza spot. The guy's grandfather's recipe from Sicily or some shit. But that
Yeah.
was pretty messed up because we ordered cheese bread or whatever as an appetizer, and I just asked for like a side of marinara sauce or like pizza sauce, right, to dip my cheese bread into, and I got fucking crucified, dude. Like Tom was like, "What the fuck? You don't fucking order pizza sauce." And then the waiter was like, "Yeah, dude, what are you doing? Like, you can't." Or I'm like, "What the fuck's the problem? What's the problem with this?" And they're like, "You just don't do it."
It's
And they're
not a
like,
thing. It doesn't exist. It's fucking not a thing. It's like, oh my god.
but it does. And so I was just like, man, I'm the customer. Like the customer's always right. If the customer asks for a side of pizza sauce, like give them a side of pizza sauce, and they did
No,
not. They did not want to do it. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
brilliant.
But we had
Well, first of
pizza.
all, the full quote is the customer is only right in choices of aesthetics.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is that.
We had
There's
pizza. We had some Thai food. London's awesome because there's just a million restaurants, and some of them are just in the back of a little convenience store where there's this Turkish lady cooking up, pastries, all sorts of stuff. That's what I like. Or, Tom's a big fan of, not necessarily like this super fancy restaurant, but more like kind of like a shithole that just happens to have good pizza, Like,
Yeah, I like it. I like
Those
it
are always the
rustic.
best.
They
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah. We did. I think we had
Also the
some. Yeah,
ones
we
that
had
are
some. Sorry, I was going to say we had.
go
We
on,
did
go
have
on.
some Turkish pastries. I think from the shop
Yeah.
down the road. That's some good shit. I think we had a sandwich at some point walking when we went sightseeing. I think that was the closest you got to English food, probably.
Yeah, that sandwich. And then the sandwiches that they had in Heathrow in the airport, those were good sandwiches. I mean, for airport food, usually airport food is shit. But I feel like those sandwiches, I think about them all the time, actually. Not the sandwiches in the airport there in London.
Wow.
Well, it was something fucking amazing. It sounds better than Charlotte, although Dallas has some pretty good airport food, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I have not
DFW
been
does.
disappointed in that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Philadelphia. I tried to get a Philly cheesesteak in the Philadelphia airport, and it was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, it was disgusting. But I had just went and had the best cheesesteak in the world in downtown Philly, like a couple days prior. So it kind of ruined. I just can't eat cheesesteaks anymore now, unfortunately, unless it's at that spot in Philly. I ruined it for myself.
Which place did you go to? Pat's or Gino's?
No, 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 no. Neither.
Oh, you went to a different one. You went to
You
Talk of
got
the
to
Town?
No, you got to go to D'Alessandro's is the best cheesesteak. If you talk to the locals in Philly, I did like probably 4 hours worth of research a couple of days before flying into Philly to find out. Like I read all sorts of blogs, all sorts of shit on what's actually the best one. And D'Alessandro's came up. So I went there and had that sandwich.
So I had a buddy that used to live in Philly by all the stadiums. So like where the Eagles play, the Flyers and the 76ers and the Phillies. So like all their stadiums are just like right down there in one like pretty much row.
Yeah.
And so his neighborhood was close enough that like the cleanup crews would clean up his neighborhood too, which he said was really nice. So like it didn't look trashed like the rest of Philly. It was just picked up. And there was a place by him called Talk of the Town Cheesesteaks, and it was right by the Walt Whitman Bridge. So we'd go there and get a cheesesteak. Then we'd walk 3 or 4 blocks over to this other place and get these basically quarter sheets of pizza. So, like, a quarter of the pizza, like, instead of being an eighth of a pizza, it was a quarter. Then you wrap the pizza around the cheesesteak, and it's called a Philly Street Taco.
Fuck.
Nice.
So
That sounds
that's
amazing.
the best way to describe it is the 2 a.m. drunk food of that area.
There should be
Yeah,
more food wrapped in pizza. Actually, like it makes so much sense.
it really does.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing. But I've also been in Philly to a place where I could barely understand them because their Sicilian accent of the Philadelphia area was that thick and I was that drunk. And they looked at me and they go, "You want gravy on this?" And I said, "Yes." And then they poured marinara sauce on top. And I'm just like, "I thought you said I was getting gravy." And they're like, "This
Philly
is
gravy.
gravy. This is our family's gravy." And I'm like, "It's red sauce." And then I got in an argument then between red sauce and gravy. I'm like, "Is this the real world? What is happening?" But
That's funny.
that's one of the pockets where you have to be warned. They might call it gravy, and you're getting red sauce.
Man, when I went to that place, it was like an orchestrated thing. I had to drive like 30 minutes away from the airport in the opposite direction of where I was going in Pennsylvania. Um, and I hadn't eaten all day. Like I had some flight problems in the morning, and I just never had a chance to stop and get something to eat. So it was like 8:30 at night when I went to this D'Alessandro's to get this cheesesteak. and I was fucking starving. And I have this thing, I don't know, I think it's genetic or something, but if I start eating too fast, my esophagus closes up, and like I don't choke, but I can't. It gets lodged, like food gets lodged, like right here in my chest. It's weird, and so this happens when I get this. I'm fucking starving, and I take two big old bites, and it just gets lodged right here in my chest. And there's all these people sitting around out in front of like this world famous cheesesteak spot, and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to like drink this soda to wash it down, but it doesn't, and I'm just like, fucking throwing up all this foam, right? And then the only way I kind of panicked because it started kind of closing up a lot, so I just fucking hurled like as hard as I could, just like forced out this vomit and dislodged this cheesesteak that was in my chest. And there's all these people just fucking staring at me. And so I wrapped my sandwich up. I only took 2 bites out of my sandwich. I wrapped up my sandwich and just grabbed my soda and just went in my car and ate the rest of the sandwich.
Oh my god.
It was so embarrassing, dude. It was embarrassing.
Amazing.
But yeah, go figure. Like that hungry, it happened to me at the worst possible time. Yeah. Sorry about that. That was a little graphic.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, about the album. What do you guys want to talk about the album?
I thought we were going to talk about cheese and conspiracy theories.
Okay, we can definitely go down that road.
Let's do that.
Right, first off, tell me times you've seen Sasquatch.
Seth.
None. I've seen out here in Oregon. I used to do a lot of road biking. You know, like long distance through the hills. You know, on a road bike, and I saw like there was like a wooden statue of one in the forest out of nowhere. That was pretty cool. But yeah, that was the only time I saw Sasquatch.
Steve, have you seen one?
No, but I have looked extensively into the Native American, like, I don't know if traditions, but their stories for like the area I grew up in for the Sasquatch around there, which is, near Buffalo and Lake Erie. And those ones are way freakier than the like traditional Sasquatch stories. And I like them a lot more, but they're also the ones where you're like, all right, okay, so my room's on a second floor. I know how to destroy my stairs in case they come attack. Like, all right, I got something ready that I can shoot them with. Like, you're just like, all right, don't read those again before bed. Do it again the next night, anyways.
Nice.
Is there a Sasquatch folklore in London? What's the UK fucking Sasquatch, Tom?
Yeah.
What's your UK cryptid in general?
Yeah, the Loch Ness monster is the famous one, I guess.
Nessie. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't think of any in London because there's almost no green space apart from a few parks which are too small to harbour cryptids. Generally, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Yorkshire, which is kind of like towards the north of England, where it's more countryside, and I used to work in the fields like for summer jobs and stuff. And one time I was with a couple of friends, and there were some big cats that have been released. You know, people have had them as pets and then let them go or whatever. So one of my friends saw a big black cat, like panther size, sort of on the crest of a hill. But I couldn't see it, so I was like, oh, it's fine. But nothing. We all survived. Nothing happened.
Fuck, that's terrifying. Panthers are the real deal. Like panthers will fuck you up pretty bad.
I've been out on some hikes where all of a sudden I just look down and you just see like a cat print the size of your hand down in the mud, and you're just like, I am not the apex predator here.
No.
Oh no.
The problem with those things, like if you see one, like you're already fucked. You're way too close those things are terrifying.
Well, if you see one, you're either fucked or they don't care about you. Those are the two
Yeah,
options.
yeah, that's scary.
I wonder if bear
Where's
spray works on them.
probably. I feel like they would dodge it though. They can jump like 12 feet in the air. I
Yeah.
feel like they would just fucking jump out of the way real quick.
What is bear spray made of?
It's basically capsaicin, so like hot pepper sauce, and it
Yeah.
works really well because bears have like an order of magnitude greater sense of smell and smell receptors than dogs.
Oh wow.
Yes. So like that's why I don't know if it incapacitates them, but it just throws them off and like, gets them into like not being on your scent and trying to attack you. So that's how it works and how it works very well.
Right. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, they smell you from like a couple miles away. My buddy Biko, he was on that show. You guys ever watch that show Alone, where they just dump these people off by themselves with their own camera equipment, like out in the middle of nowhere, and they have to survive, and whoever survives the longest wins. He was on that show up in on Vancouver Island in Canada, and he lasted for like 74 days, 72 or 74 days out there, just living off the land and living by himself. But he saw a shit ton of bears, and he said it was just terrifying. Like they're just around. That would not be fun.
No,
No, that wouldn't be.
No, I don't think so.
I have no
Oh, so
survival
that's where I
skills.
was going to go with this,
Oh,
with
yeah.
London. So I think the best conspiracy theory I know about London is about Jack the Ripper, and that Jack the Ripper was Gandhi.
Jack the Ripper. So Gandhi was the one killing all the hookers?
Yeah, so the years that Jack the Ripper was active in London exactly matches up with the years that Gandhi was in London.
Dude. So he was just he was too peaceful. He had to let out some aggression, you think?
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fucking sold.
Yeah, that's
Listen,
awesome.
everybody has a dark side.
Yeah.
It's just like Mother Teresa's not a saint. She liked people to suffer and she watched it.
Well, she was a
Oh.
terrible person, which people don't know.
What? Mother Teresa was?
Mother Teresa was a
Yeah.
horrendous person.
Was she really?
Yeah. It's
What a piece
fucked.
of shit. That's crazy.
She would like stop people from like receiving treatment so that they could suffer to be closer to God.
What the fuck?
And
Yeah.
then
So
she would just like sit over them and pray. Like this whole and like everyone she's like, oh my God, she's a saint. Like she literally stopped hell.
yeah,
That's
it's a very
crazy.
sort of widely documented thing now, but a lot of people just aren't aware of it still.
Wow. Mother Teresa, what a piece of shit, dude. Man. Well,
Yeah.
that's going to be a fun conversation when someone's like, oh, Mother Teresa. And I'll be like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Mother Teresa was a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mother Teresa wasn't a saint, and Gandhi was probably Jack the Ripper, in my opinion.
Whoa.
I agree. Yeah.
I like this. I like this. You know who else was kind of a piece of shit? I think Bob Marley was a piece of shit, wasn't he? Like
Probably.
everyone. Well, I think
His
he just
music
like.
was fucking dreadful.
His music was terrible.
Yes.
No, but I think he went around, dude, just impregnating all these. I think he has like 40 kids or something, right? He's got like 40 kids, and he like didn't support them, and he was just spreading his seed, dude, and not supporting all these people. I don't know. He's kind of a piece of
So
shit.
you're
I
telling
think.
me the old dirty bastard from Wu-Tang Clan was a better father than Bob Marley?
Probably.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
What's his name now? Big Baby Jesus?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Oh. ODB died? No.
I think so.
ODB's not dead.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Oh, shit. You know who's not dead? Is that one member of Wu-Tang that smoked all that PCP and chopped off his dick and jumped out the window? Remember that guy?
Who was that?
That was, you guys never
Seth,
heard of that?
can you imagine this?
No, I swear, Wu-Tang. He was like an affiliate, Wu-Tang member, cut off dick. Andre Bearer, whose real name was Andre Johnson, shocked his family and friends in 2014 when he sliced off his genitals with a kitchen knife and jumped off the second-story balcony of his condo in North Hollywood.
Wow.
That's real.
Yeah, that's wild.
You know what's even more wild is I think he's like a barber now. He's like he like wields scissors for his profession now.
I guess the worst injury that he could sustain now is not too bad. So
Oh yeah, ODB is dead. What the hell? How did I miss that?
Maybe you didn't miss it. Maybe you forgot it.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Maybe you didn't want him to be dead because you just wanted to keep hearing Wu-Tang is for the children in your head.
Yeah. 36 chambers, dude.
Yeah, Enter the Wu.
Into the Woo. That was a great album. I think I was in 8th grade when I first got that CD. And it was just like, I just sat down and learned all the lyrics, dude. I could still rap that entire album, basically.
nice.
I can still rap most of Tupac's All Eyes on Me.
Ooh. I don't think I ever got into Tupac. I don't know. I think I liked some of his Machiavelli stuff. But then, aside from that, I just wasn't, I don't know. I needed that, like, more hardcore, like, Brother Lynch Hung and Wu-Tang and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, what was I in like 5th or 6th grade? So it was like the perfect, like, suburban white kid angst music for me.
Yeah.
And then I heard At the Gate Slaughter of the Soul, and I'm just like, oh, time to go.
Time to go. I've heard enough.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I
Steve,
need this cold music.
Who's your favorite metal band?
Metal? Megadeth.
Oh.
So, and it's not just because they're really good, but the 2 original members, Chris Poland on guitar and Gar Samuelson on drums,
Yep.
are from the town next to mine.
Oh, wow.
So, like, Megadeth is just like amongst the old metalheads, and I get lumped into that because my oldest brother is 10 years older than me, and I get pulled into that. And I almost said carpool. That's not the word for it. You just get lumped into that category. I'm just like, yeah, Megadeth, fuck yeah.
Megadeth was my favorite band from like the 6th grade until from 6 years old until like the 6th grade. I would say that was my favorite band for sure.
And then you found Slayer or what?
Kind of went into a punk mode, dude. I kind of went into punk, but then I heard I got dragged out of the punk mode when I was like 13. Oh, I'll tell you when it was. Actually, I just lost my virginity, right? And this chick, Mandy Struve, is in 8th grade, very young. This was a weird story, but it happened. And the next day, I was going to the mall with my older brother, and I was all happy on life. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm a man now. I lost my virginity. And I get to the mall and go into the music land in the mall, and Fear Factory Zero Signal was playing inside the store. And I just asked somebody, I'm like, dude, what is this? And they're like, oh, this is Fear Factory. And I was like, get me the CD. And then that was my transition out of punk into the more extreme metal stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Fear Factory. And then the song on that album, I think it was called, what is it called? Hammer or something? What is it? I forget what it's called.
On the first album?
No, on Demanufacture.
Oh.
Body Hammer. Is it Body Hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah, Body Hammer. That was the first time I realized that I could do metal vocals. I just started trying to sing along with it, and I kind of nailed it. And like my buddies would be like, "Dude, put on Fear Factory, try and do the metal vocal thing." And so that's kind of when I first realized I could do like the low yelling growls or whatever.
Nice.
It's a boring story. Sorry, guys.
Good story.
It's a bad story. Tom, what about you? What got you into metal?
I was more back in the day. I was more grunge and like Nirvana and Pixies, Soundgarden, bands like that. And then I think probably Helmet was like a gateway band for me. So they were a bit more metal, but still with like melodic elements and stuff. And from there, then I mean, Fear Factory was an early one as well. Sepultura, and I kind of I just sort of kept going more extreme. So like bands like Meshuggah, Pig Destroyer.
Oh, he just died, or that what's his name?
Yeah, Blake Harrison. Yeah,
Blake Harrison just died today.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, sad day.
Yeah, it's very sad.
I have to spin Terrifier then.
I think you'll we got a pretty good shout out to Pig Destroyer on the new album actually.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, I won't spoil it, but the very beginning of the album is a strong nod to Pig Destroyer. Yeah, I fucking love those guys. Wow. Like the Prowler in the Yard was the big album for me because it was just the heaviest thing I'd ever heard. But then the lyrics are fucking amazing as well, like really profound, beautiful lyrics. And I was like, well, this is the first time I've heard that really. But why shouldn't metal lyrics be profound or or beautiful or whatever? So like very impactful for me.
I would say one of the most impactful ones for me from around that same era was The Haunted. So the album Revolver and The Deadeye, those lyrically, those did it for me. And like I know like musically it was at the gates, but Peter Dolving on vocals before he went absolutely batshit nuts was fucking fantastic. But those two albums, he was great.
He was. Was he on 99 Ways to Die or something like that? Or not? That's a Megadeth song. 99.
No. The song was just 99.
99. That's 90, right. Okay.
And the chorus was 99 lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was Hope is fucking useless. It's a waste of time. Yeah, that's the end of it.
Nice. Was Ola England in The Haunted?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Then Anders and Jonas Böhler, obviously, because they essentially made up At the Gates.
Right. But yeah, I never listened to Megadeth too much, but my favorite Megadeth album is Risk, which I know is not one of the most popular ones, but I just love that album.
You're actually the second person I've heard say that.
I need to go check that out because that's when I stopped listening to them. It was like Euthanasia came out, and then after Euthanasia, I think it was Risk, right?
I think so. Yeah,
sounds correct.
Yeah. I mean, Euthanasia I love Euthanasia as well.
Yeah, that was my second concert was the Megadeth Euthanasia tour, and Corrosion of Conformity opened up.
Nice.
I got to give Risk a chance. That's kind of like, it's almost like saying, like Metallica Load and Reload kind of almost were good. I'm a fan. Like, I fucking love those two albums. Like, I was listening to them the other day, and it was, I fucking love them.
Me too. Yeah.
I don't know why they get so much hate. Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Metallica, but after Cliff Burton, I'm just kind of like, eh. Sound changed too much for me, and I was just like, it's not as pummeling.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like Megadeth really caught their stride once they cleaned up off the heroin. So like Rust in Peace and like Countdown to Extinctions are like the pinnacle albums for me.
Yeah.
Especially Rust in Peace, because it has like Holy War's The Punishment Due is amazing, and
yeah,
that's also the song is about the Punisher, like the comic book, and Hangar 18 is just makes me smile because UFOs, very tongue in cheek, and it's just fun. And then the rest of it's just like nuclear war and a nuclear holocaust, and I'm just like, this is fucking crazy and amazing.
Yeah, Tornado of Souls. My favorite song, that's like one of my top favorite solos of all time, Tornado of Souls. But that song on there, Five Magics, that's my favorite mega song of all time, Five Magics. That fucking riff is so good, and just, tons of solos. I think he's got like six or seven separate solos in that song. It's insane.
Yeah. Did you hear Dave Mustaine on Joe Rogan talking about that song?
No.
So he was actually into black magic around the time that he wrote that. And that's why he won't play it live anymore. He's like, I'm pretty sure because he's like actually summoned stuff and like crazy things.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking idiot.
From like, what was he, Latter-day Saints? Like he was raised like that one where it was like very like structural and rigid, like no birthdays, no holidays, and like all that crazy stuff. Moved out on his own, started just getting into wild shit. Then we all know he was kicked out of Metallica for his drinking too hard, getting kicked out of a band who's nicknamed Alcoholica for partying too hard. Like, come on.
Wait, he doesn't like to talk about that anymore, does he, Dave? He rarely mentions it.
No, I guess he's tried to put it back behind him and like, whatever. But his goal of starting Megadeth was to become bigger than Metallica. He almost got a number one album with Countdown to Extinction, but Achy Breaky Heart was released the same day.
Oh no.
God.
That's terrible. I hate that song.
Well, so does Dave.
He hates a lot of things. He's an interesting person.
Yeah. No, I saw him live. This back around 2005, 2006, probably. Right after he came back from like his radial nerve damage and like he had just found Christ again. And I'm like, man, I hope he's not like lame. Because I heard like he didn't want to tour with Dissection because he found out the guy was a Satanist.
Oh, jeez.
And then like 2 weeks later, the guy committed suicide. He's like, I'm really hoping he didn't commit suicide because of me not wanting to tour with him. And like, so this is like right around that time frame. And I'm like, oh, man, I hope he's not going to be like lame and like, all right, we're going to play you this song. And also here's a free Bible or like something like that. Like, I was just like, looking at that. I'm like, really hope something like that just doesn't happen. And he comes out, he rips, he's swearing between songs. He's just having a great time. I'm like, he's still Dave. He just likes a little bit of Jesus now. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Nice.
He said something pretty screwed up. He was like on an interview on MTV or something like that, and they asked him what he thought of like Kurt Cobain, because Kurt Cobain had just died, and Dave was like, "Well, he's a good aim," and that's all he said. It was like, oh,
I do remember that.
Can't believe you said that. Yeah,
Wow.
not cool.
Yep. No, that was definitely said.
Well, what other conspiracy theories we got, guys? We've established
Is
Gandhi
there any?
is Jack the Ripper. Mother Teresa's a bitch. What else do we
That's not a
got?
conspiracy.
That's
Oh,
a fact.
that's a fact. That's a fact,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about
So
all these? So
Gandhi,
there's been a lot of these, the UFO like declassification stuff recently. So that's been pretty big over there for you guys.
yeah, they just said the other day, they just admitted that all of these UFO sightings and stuff were military space technology, is what they called it. So they
Right.
just admitted, like, yeah, we have secret fucking planes, secret aircraft, you know.
I don't know how much I believe of that, but also
Oh, that's right. You're
the
an aircraft
F-20.
mechanic, Steve. You're an aircraft mechanic. You can't even talk about this. Ex-military.
It was. That was. I got out in 2008, so I haven't
Okay.
turned a wrench on an aircraft since then. Yeah, and so all I do know is that the F-22 is a fifth generation fighter. They're working on a sixth generation fighter right now. So that's going to be the next big thing. It's going to be stealth plus other things that it can do, which is basically be able to have drones as its wingman that are also stealth fighters. And the big advantage to that is that a drone isn't susceptible to the laws of human physics, so that it can do higher G turns and just be a better fighter pilot. And you can be your own wingman that way. So it's going to be controlling like 6 aircraft around it. So the one that's manned is basically a command and control module. That's from what I understand. I don't think we have the technology for flying discs and anti gravity matter and being able to go from
Yeah.
50,000 feet to 5 feet above the water in that. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I mean, space is a huge fucking place. We're a tiny fucking planet. And it's impossible to think that we are the only life forms in the galaxy.
Yeah.
But then equally, so my take on this is typically because space is so big, interstellar travel is so difficult and takes so long that the chances of, the time frames, like human timescales, are very short. So the chances of two time frames coinciding where you can travel these vast distances, but then get to a place where there's another civilization is so fucking small as well. To me, I just think that's impossible.
Yeah.
The other thing too is that if there is also life in the galaxy outside of Earth, what's more likely that they're going to be sending manned spacecraft here or that it's probes?
Yeah.
I mean, we're just launching stuff inside our own solar system, and the farthest we've been is the moon as humans. But we send probes out everywhere. So, like, we know the makeup of atmosphere of things off this. We know the breakdown and composition of things off of these probes we've sent out. Like, and we have not risked a single life, and we've gotten troves of information and data off of these. And then we also have lessons learned of, well, this makes a better probe. This and this can do this. We can do these sorts of things with this. We can recover these ones and come back and like I think it was the Japanese Hayabusa one that tailed a comet with like the aerogel and captured all the comet stuff and then came back.
Mm-hmm.
So with probes, you can do more, risk less, and find out more.
Yeah.
So it's more likely if there is anything here watching us doing things, it's just a fucking probe.
Yeah. Hmm.
But if
I
those
guess
fuckers can bend space time and come here in like a matter of minutes and seconds instead of like, years at just sub light speed, we're fucking dead if they do come anyways.
Yeah.
one of the things that I think is like, because humans are so sort of frail, and because we're so likely to kill ourselves and ruin our we're in our sort of habitable environment anyway, that it's more likely that in the future you will have kind of AI and sort of cyborg style things. So that would be the future of life is kind of robotic or, Terminator kind of cybernetic type
Skynet.
stuff. So
Yeah.
I guess that if that kind of thing happens, then that would make interstellar travel more possible because you don't have the traditional constraints on human lifespans and things like that. So I guess that ties in more with the idea of some kind of probe thing because you just have AI civilizations or cyborg civilizations anyway.
I'd want to know if there's actually a civilization out there in the universe that ever could create a Dyson sphere. Like, and just harvest the energy off their sun and just boom, they got it.
Have you heard of a band called Alkaloid?
No.
So there's super good, very very progressive, interesting extreme metal band. But they're a lot of their stuff is based around the ideas of Dyson spheres. And have you heard of the Kardashev scale?
Yes.
So a lot their most recent album is kind of based around that idea of the higher levels of the Kardashev scale. Super interesting. It's a big concept album called Neumann.
Yeah, Newman. Yeah. Yeah, it's got Hans Grossman on drums and what's his name on guitar? Not Christian Munzner.
Yeah.
Christian Munzner. So the guys, they were in Obscura, they were in Necrophagist, those super crazy tech death bands.
Mm.
But yeah, you should check them out. They're awesome. They're different and they're original as fuck. Yeah, I love those guys.
You said it's Alkaloid?
Alkaloid, yeah.
Like Alkaloid?
Yeah.
Sweet.
We got the confirmation from spelling from the editor, Tom. Tom's an editor. So you really got to watch your spelling around Tom, Steve. Just a heads up.
I was pretty decent at the spelling bee in the 5th grade. I can spell mayonnaise.
Nice.
Hey!
Quite proud of myself for that one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I fucking hate mayonnaise. That's like a bane of my
Oh,
existence
yeah.
right there.
I forgot. You scrape that shit off everything.
Fucking nasty.
That's what they put on their fries over there. I'm sorry, chips.
Sometimes it's a more French thing, but yeah, a good, mayonnaise, ketchup, bang.
Ooh. I can't do it.
Speaking of condiments, I've heard English mustard is the bomb. And I'm a big mustard fan, so that's why I ask.
It's it's very very pokey. Like it's very kind of it's got a big kick. It's powerful. Yeah, I mean, if you're an English mustard fan, if you like mustard, sorry, then English mustard is worth a try.
Definitely gonna have to hunt some down, or at least find the recipe and make it myself.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know English mustard was a deal.
Oh yeah. You start going down the mustard rabbit hole, you're gonna find some interesting things. Just don't put mustard up your rabbit hole.
Yeah, no.
Not advised.
I put some. So I used to do quite a lot of like long distance running at ultra marathons and stuff, and I used capsaicin extract for like pain distraction sometimes. So I used it on my knee during a very long ultra, and I was wearing some really like compression shorts, really tight shorts. So at the end of the race, I went to take a shit and pulled my shorts down. Kind of forgot that I had this capsaicin, it's kind of like waxy solution on the outsides of my knees, and so I don't know quite how I managed it, but basically when I pulled my pants back up, then I got on my penis, which was very very unpleasant.
That's amazing. How come you've never told me that, Tom?
I can't believe I haven't.
He was one of those things he wanted to forget.
Yeah, right. He sent me videos of after he ran one of these ultra marathons. It was like 100 miles in 24 hours or something that he did.
23.
23 hours. And he sent me videos of him like pulling off his toenails and popping blisters on his feet from just the absolute punishment they took.
Well,
quite sexy.
The blister was, I think the blister was straight afterwards, and then the toenails take a few days to come off. It's nasty shit.
So how did you get into ultra running and why?
Just because I'm an idiot, basically, just bravado. Like one of my friends did he's maybe a 30-mile ultra. No, maybe he was training for something longer actually, and he was kind of moaning about it a bit. So me and a friend said, "Oh, man up, it's easy." So he said, "Well, why don't you do it then?" So yeah, it's just a stupid dare basically. So I immediately signed up for 100-mile run, and then promptly failed that. And so then I decided to take it a bit more seriously and start training properly. And yeah, it's one of those. That's another rabbit hole that you can go down once you kind of dip your toe in ultra running. You can really get into that.
So I have a friend. I just recorded a podcast with her last week. She lives out in Bend, Oregon, and like me and her went to high school together. And so she does all sorts of ultras and crazy stuff. And the current thing that she's doing now is she's trying to complete 2 million feet of attained vertical throughout the course of the calendar year. And so she has to do, it's like
almost
5,500 and some change feet of vertical every day on average. So she's like doing one mountain. I forget what it is. It's somewhere over by the Seven Sisters or Mount Bachelor or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
That's like 5,000. And then she does another one that's like right on the other side of it, closer to her house. It's 500 feet every day just to like get it all in her average. But yeah,
2 million
over the course of the year. So 5,500 and some change feet a day of like elevation gain.
And that's ultra?
Ridiculous.
That's ultra running? That's running and not on a bike?
So she's doing it like every way. So like she'll skin up the mountain a few times I've seen. I think yesterday I saw on her Instagram, she was like ice climbing and doing stuff with her husband and a group of other people. She'll straight run some of them. Yeah. No, it's absolutely wild. But like, I mean, she did Moab 240 and she was telling me about it and like how her best friend was on her support crew. And like at one stop, she's just like, I need pizza and margaritas. And Moab 240 was on a Sunday in Utah. So her best friend was trying to buy a bottle of tequila off anyone in this parking lot so she could bring her a margarita at the next stop. I'm like, that is a best friend right there.
Oh yeah. Shit, my brother did 2 million in elevation climb over the span of a year.
Really?
He does ultra running and then he does cycling as well. He did it's called a Mariana trenching, where you climb the depth of the Mariana Trench on a bike in one go. And so yeah, he did that. I forget, he's Everested a couple times, I think, but yeah, he set out to hit that 2 million elevation goal. It's insane. That's a different. You almost got to dedicate your life to that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you can't take a day off really. Right.
Yeah,
I mean, you can if you build your average up.
He would do like beer. He would do like beer Alps and stuff too, where he would, in climbing a mountain over 45 minutes, he would chug a beer like every 5 miles or 10 miles or something like that. Or he'd do like the milk challenge.
You need the calories.
Yeah, he would do the milk challenge where he would drink a gallon of milk in like a 30-minute time thing, and he'd just be throwing this milk up by the time he got to the top. It's pretty funny.
No, the most I've heard with with a gallon of milk is it's called GoMad, and it's a dietary thing with like bodybuilders. So it's gallon of milk a day, GoMad, and I'm just like, that makes sense. Drink a gallon of milk throughout the day.
Shit, that's a lot of milk.
That's a lot of milk.
Oh yeah. Like I
Tom,
struggle to like
you
get
don't
like
drink milk, do you?
half a gallon of water.
I do milk. I love both milk and water. No, yeah, I do.
Oh,
I'm vegetarian, so I eat dairy, but just not meat. But no, I
got it.
love milk.
I love milk too. I guess it's pretty good.
I like milk, it just doesn't like me back.
You a little bit of
How
lactose
does that
intolerance.
affect your relationship with cheese then, Steve?
Look, cheese is fine and ice cream is fine. It's just straight up milk. I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
I don't know what I'd do without cheese. I think cheese is probably one of the better things on the planet.
Right.
I
It's
agree.
always there
I've
for you.
gone,
It's on top of pizza.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
waiting for you. You
I've
get to
done
dip
no
chicken
meat.
wings in it.
Oh yeah, especially the shitty cheese, the real shit cheese you get like at a bowling alley or something, like the nacho cheese. I fucking love that stuff.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
You know, you can just buy that at Walmart.
yeah, you can.
They
I
have it
got
in
cans of it in the
gallon
pantry.
jugs.
Yeah, I got that shit.
And then they also have the individual cups that you can microwave and the regular, like, can of soup size ones, too. And just like, oh, I've had nacho parties, which brings up my next point. Tachos. Have you ever had those?
No.
Tater tot nachos. You use tater tots instead of tortilla chips.
Yeah, yeah, those are good. I've had those a
So
lot
there's a
actually.
bowling alley in Philadelphia that it's open late night, and that's all they serve. And it's like a rock and roll bowling alley, neon lights at night, black lights, all that stuff. And all they serve is different variation of tater tot nachos. So they got like pizza tachos, regular tachos, like you name it, it's on the menu. It's just like,
Mm,
holy shit, this is amazing.
that sounds good.
Nice.
I've been making bread a lot lately, like natural leavened bread and stuff, where I have my own starter. And yeah, hey guys, hey guys, I'm on a podcast right
Damn right you are.
now. But
Have
yeah,
you
bread.
are you
That's what I've
making
been doing.
sourdough, Seth, or what are you
Yeah,
making?
yeah. So I've done, like you get your starter instead of using yeast. You get a starter going, and then you can make like old country bread, sourdough, old country. Um, I've done like white and mixtures of white and wheat. You do like 70% white, 30% wheat, and you just kind of screw with it, and just you know a little bit more salt in this one, a little bit less salt. You just kind of play around until you find your good love. But the cool thing about it is once you got your starter going, you have like a daily loaf. You can make a daily loaf of bread. It's always there that you can pull from, and just so for breakfast, you have bread, lunch, sandwich bread, you make croutons out of it, all sorts of stuff. It's fun. It's fun, but it's kind of an expensive hobby now that I'm getting into it. Like you got to get like a Dutch oven that's pretty decent. I think I paid like 190 just for my Dutch oven. And then all this, the flour you have to use is, you want to use good like baking flour, or bread making flour, not like bleached white flour. You want the good stuff, but you could even start getting into like your ground mill flour, where you can buy that stuff that's like freshly ground mill flour. Um, but yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm old, dude. I'm getting into fucking making loaves of bread. Like that's my hobby now.
Dude, I'm trying to grow dill. So I can make my own pickles. Like it's okay. It happens.
How
I
old are
mean,
you, Steve? What are you, 42?
39.
39? Shit, you're the young one in this group.
It happens.
Yeah.
But no, you already are like trying to grow your own sour or make your own sourdough bread, and you have a pig. Why not just grow your own wheat? Complete the trifecta.
That would be ideal. I need a little bit more land to do that. You know what I mean?
And you got a peg, you can acquire that land easily. Just ride him into battle and take over your neighbor's yard.
Right. Yeah, he's got tusks. He's got tusks and shit. We have to cut him off. They grow so fast. You know what I mean? They kind of like grow up into his face, so we have to take one of those little wire string saws, you know, and chop him off.
What do you do with them?
Hell yeah.
I save him. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him yet though, but I save him.
Make them into necklaces and sell them at the farmer's market.
There you go. That sounds like some hippie shit some people would buy. Yeah, yeah. I like it.
Laura will
No,
just
it's a
buy
thing
them.
with snipers. They get their hog tooth necklace once they complete sniper school.
Okay, that's a thing, huh?
Uh-huh.
So like Mac in Predator when he kills the wild boar that sneaks into their camp at night. Remember that?
Yep.
Mm. Yeah, I always think of Universal Soldier even. Remember Dolph Lundgren? And he's got the fucking
Oh,
ear necklace. He's got the ear necklace. That's
yeah.
brutal. Yeah.
That was actually a thing in Vietnam. It was a minor war crime, but still a war crime.
Yeah,
I
shit.
I made my girlfriend a necklace of my toenails that had come off in Iran.
Fuck yeah.
He's not lying. This is real.
Just
Toenail
tell her about the
necklace.
toenail necklace, but not the castration balls.
I'm sure I've told him about all of these at some. We were probably very drunk at the time.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've gotten $10 for putting icy hot all over mine before, but hey, it was an easy $10.
Nice, yeah.
Icy hot's not that bad. I don't care what anyone says. There's stronger things out there. Blue emu oil, that would have been worse.
What's that?
It's I don't know what it is, but it's just like this blue stuff that's like pretty warm. We used it in wrestling all the time when I was in high school, and like it's just like I'm like tight, like right here, and then just rub it on you and get really hot, loosens you up. And you're like, all right, I'm good. I don't know. It had no animal anything in it, but it was just called blue emu oil. Just like I don't know
Mm.
why. I should look up to give you an answer, and I have no idea.
So being in the military, did you ever drink like an Epicac or anything?
Yeah,
I've known people that have done that.
yeah.
What's that?
It's like it's just this fluid that you drink, but it induces like extreme vomiting. It like
Okay.
cleans you out from from the inside out. It's a thing.
Yeah, kind of like how they give you like straight up charcoal if you've had too much alcohol and you're going to poison yourself from it.
Yeah.
Similar to that. Well, the point of the charcoal is it will grab all the alcohol in your stomach too, because it's activated charcoal and activated carbon, because of the valence electrons on it, will grab any product basically. So you puke it out with it.
Is that
Brutal.
in kind of like a powder format, or what format is the charcoal administered in?
I don't.
I think it's probably in a liquid activated phase. So like they'll throw it in they'll shove a tube down your throat straight to your stomach, and I don't know if it's powdered or mixed with water, but one way or another, it's getting in there and it's making you puke.
Brutal. And then
Hmm.
do you throw up black vomit? Most importantly.
I hope so.
Cool.
Quite common to see in college towns.
Yeah. Well, I went to Fort Bragg one time. My brother was in the military. He's in the army. We went and we partied all night. We were fucking hammered. I got busted for streaking in the quad of where all the barracks are and stuff. There was a little fountain in the middle. And I took my pants off. Just fucking little tiny wiener hanging out, just running around. Like, oh, we're streaking the quad. We're streaking the quad. And I woke up that morning. We were drinking 151, Bacardi 151. So not good. And I woke up in the morning, and my brother and his buddies, they were all medics. They were all combat medics. So they had, these saline IV bags where they're like, hey, you're hungover, let's hook you up with a bag, and it'll clear up your hangover a little bit. So my brother puts this like 2.25-inch catheter, the largest IV because my veins are huge, puts it in there, but he forgets to hook the tube up to it. So once he went in the vein, I just started pumping blood. It was like squirting out of this hot blood, and it like hit him in the face and got in his mouth and stuff, and there's just blood everywhere. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? This is kind of terrifying. And one of his buddies walked in the room, and there was just blood everywhere, and he just walked right back out. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing in there? Yeah, they got crazy remedies. They got crazy remedies in the military.
Yeah, hook you up with an IV bag. I never got that because I was never friends with any medics who would, just any medics in general.
Yeah.
So my dad cure my hangovers the old-fashioned way. Does Gatorade work? No. Does coffee work? No. Does 3 eggs and some toast work? Kind of. Do I
Mm-hmm.
want to drink again? No. Am I gonna anyways? Yes.
It sucks getting older though, drinking and being hungover. And when we were kids,
Yeah, I got time
geez,
for that.
yeah, not fun.
Yeah, now I'd much rather do other things like I'd probably hang out with you while you're making sourdough. Like, tell me about your sourdough making and like how this actually works. And I'd try to learn that. I'd probably be more interested in that than a night of drinking.
I don't mind. The nights of drinking are pretty fun, but I've kind of slowed down. I've slowed down a little bit as of late, just because job and everything. You can't be. I don't want to be hungover or slightly hungover while I'm working. You know what I mean? That feels terrible.
I do love drinking still.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you handle all your stuff correctly.
This is true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we
So
passed the hour mark.
we did. What does that
Oh my
mean? Do
god.
we get a prize? Tom, did you bring us prizes?
No. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Next time.
All right. Well, I'll hold you to that. Next time we get prizes.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
So album comes out Friday. This will come out after that. And do you guys got any closing thoughts or arguments you'd like to spread and convince throughout the world?
Well, my favorite cheese is halloumi.
Oh, that's a good one. What do you fry it in?
What was that?
What do you fry it or do you just eat it right off the
Yeah,
block?
yeah, fry. You need to get a good caramelization on both sides.
Hell yeah. So do you just use butter or olive oil?
Olive oil, typically. Yeah, you need a screaming hot pan. Get it caramelized. You can bake it actually. It bakes quite well.
I don't know if they have them in England, but we have Aldi's and they're from Germany, and they have halloumi already cut up into strips, so they look like fries, chips as you would call them. So they're already the perfect shape. So then you got halloumi fries. Fucking awesome.
What the
Nice.
fuck?
Yeah.
That sounds so good.
They are. It's fucking cheese fries in the ultimate form of actual cheese.
What the fuck? I love that. How have I not had that? Tom, how have I not had that?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
That's
Next
a great
time.
question. How have you not had that?
I don't know. I like all cheese, cottage cheese, whatever. Just I don't give a shit. It's all just great. I think that would be my closing comments.
I'd be a big fan of Blue Stilton at the moment.
What's that?
Nice.
Blue what?
Blue Stilton.
Okay.
It's blue cheese, but it's firmer, so it holds up better for like slices or if you want to crumble it into like blue cheese dressing.
Yeah.
So like normal blue cheese is like creamy, and you can just like grab it with a butter knife and just like spread it across a baguette and go to town with some like stuff on top of it. This
Yeah,
one just like holds up like a slice, and it's got a different flavor profile, so it's pretty fantastic.
it sounds amazing. Maybe next podcast we do a cheese tasting podcast.
Oh, I'm down with that.
You know what I mean? And we can't be pussies about it either, though. We're like we get like the real nasty stank cheeses. We'll have
Like
those on the table.
Limburger.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get some
All
Limburger
right,
cheese in there.
who's gonna wear the beret for this? Because I can't.
I
I
have
mean,
a beret, oddly enough. It's a
Seth, you're the man.
it,
Then you're gonna.
it's a red beret. I don't know what that means.
You will be our cheese mocker for that.
Okay, dude. Yeah, I'm into it. We should get this
Yeah,
on the
you're gonna have
books.
to
That
tell
would be
us what
fun.
cheeses we're gonna need on our board and what thing, and then like as we're going through the podcast, we're like, all right, Bree, now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. This is a great
nice,
idea, by the way.
nice. Yeah, that's good.
I do
Some
like
frozen
this.
grapes. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Speaking of grapes, my town, not my town, my area used to produce Welch's grape juice and grape jelly. Like Concord grapes are like right there along the shore of Lake Erie. And then
Wow.
they pulled out a lot of Welch's stuff and started getting the Concord grapes cheaper from somewhere in South America. So all the farmers switched it to wine grapes. So now it's like this fucking wine region. It's fucking fantastic because I don't know if you guys have ever smelled grapes like right at harvest time when it just like the wind comes just right and you're just like, oh my God, that is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
that sounds
one
good.
of the craziest, best smells in the world.
the crush
I
is what
wish
they
I could.
call it, right? During
What's
crush, I think is that smell went from the crush part of it making wine.
so I don't know. I mean I've smelt it a lot because there was always a vineyard like right
Yeah.
behind my mom's house. So like I
Mm.
always just smelled the grapes from that. But there was a factory that would crush them the for like the juices and the jellies, and that was like not even a quarter mile away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I like wine. Here in Oregon, we're in the Willamette Valley, so we kind of make like the best Pinot Noirs in the world. Is where
Hey, France might argue with you on
France, their climate's changing, so they're out of the game. People from France came here to Oregon, like one of the largest wineries in France, came here to the Willamette Valley in Oregon and was like, "Holy shit, this is what France used to be like. This climate, certain parts of the hills and stuff." So they came here and they taught all the local wineries how like their all their little secrets and stuff about making Pinot Noir. And ever since they did that, we've won the best Pinot Noir award for like every year for the past however many years.
Well, that vineyard we went to, some of those were fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah. We did some photo shoots for the band there at this big winery just outside of town. Yeah, but yeah, that was pretty good fucking wine.
Mm.
The staff were kind of assholes though. Remember that? I feel like the staff were assholes.
Yeah.
that. It's every winery.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I've been on a lot of wine tours, and they're all you either get someone like really super cool and really chill, just like, yeah, like try all this stuff, and they're just like gonna get you bombed and like you're gonna have a great time, or they're just gonna be like stuck up and like pricks about it.
Yeah, that was these people.
Yeah.
That was these
Yeah.
people.
Nope, those are the two choices at wineries.
I guess so.
But before we sign off from all this, Tom, you're uploaded great on this. Seth, none of this is uploaded from you on the recording, according to what I'm showing. Like, did
What
you
do you
do
mean?
anything? So right here on the right side of my screen, it's showing like, all the levels and everyone's stuff. So I got 100% upload. Tom has 100% upload, and you have 0% upload. Like, so none of you. Did you do anything like weird in your settings? Like, did you press anything so that it like wouldn't upload, or that it would upload after you're done?
No, I didn't touch anything in settings.
Huh.
Shit.
All right. Well, I will send you the link so that it will upload from you then after we sign out of this, and
Okay.
it should be able to pull it from you then. But
Yeah, I didn't do anything. All I did was change the my headset. You know what I mean? I changed my headset so it would work. Weird.
all right.
So is there a chance that none of my video content will be uploaded?
I hope not.
Yeah,
This is a
shit,
new
that would.
one.
Me too. It better not just be me. That'd be fucking terrible.
It'll definitely make it really weird if I'm trying to figure that one out, going having a conversation with him and you're just giggling along, and so am I. And
Yeah,
then
right.
Yeah.
all of a sudden you answer a question that he asked and we're just going, all right, this is fucked. So yeah.
So if I go into settings, um, yeah, I don't see anything, dude. Integrated camera, yeah, everything's on. Huh? That's really
I'll
weird.
just send you the link. I've had people had to do like the last like 5 or 6% that way, and it's been fine. So we'll just send you the link that'll upload. Hopefully, it just recorded locally to your computer.
Gotcha.
All right, I guess we'll find out, man.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Definitely. All right. Where would you like me to send that to?
Um,
Just to the Instagram account or something
You can,
else?
yeah, you can access the Instagram, can't you, Seth? Is that a
yeah.
good way for
Yeah,
you,
that's
or
fine.
do you want an email?
Yeah, you can just shoot it to me via email. Um,
Okay.
yeah, it'll just be. Or do you have Tom's email already, right?
I think you've just got the Weston Super Maim email. I think
I do believe so, yes.
I
Okay,
can I
just
can forward I can forward it, Seth.
yeah, shoot it there.
All right. I'll send that to there then.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. And you guys have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow.
Thanks, Steve. You too.
Thanks, Steve. Later, bro. Good talking.
Thank you.
Cheers.
See ya.
Cheers.